Hey guys, in this video I wanted to share with you a very interesting story of Odysseus. Odysseus was once traveling in the sea with his men, and he was approaching an island of sirens. Now this was an island where some very dangerous creatures were inhabited, and they used to play very beautiful melodious songs and music, and any passing by sailor, when they'll listen to that music, they'll lose all their senses, and they'll just start sailing towards that island of sirens, which will lead to the shipwreck and their ultimate death. So when Odysseus was traveling in that way, and he knew that he'll be approaching the island of sirens and he'll be listening to that music, and he knew that once he listened to that music, he'll lose all his sanity, and he and his men, they'll drive towards the island of sirens and towards their death. So he wanted to avoid that, and he also wanted to listen to the music. So what he did was he asked all his men on the boat to put wax in their ears so they are unable to listen. And then he asked them to tie his hands and don't let it open until they reach the destination, no matter how much he begs for it or asks for it. And using this simple technique, he was able to get past the island of sirens, even with listening to the music they have to play. And this whole story, it is usually ascribed as Ulysses Contract. Ulysses is the Greek name of Odysseus. This is a story with very interesting takeaways. We all come across situations where initially we have some motivation, we want to go through something, but we know that when we'll be passing that route, we will be vulnerable to make many mistakes. And using this technique, this Ulysses Contract, we can sort of tie our hands in the very beginning, so that when that moment comes when we are most vulnerable to make mistake, we are unable to do it even if we want to do it. I think a good example of using this Ulysses Contract could be losing weight. Let's say if I want to lose weight, and I know that once I come across some tempting situation of eating junk food or not exercising, I'll be vulnerable to make mistakes. So using this Ulysses Contract, I sort of can tie my hand in the very beginning, so that when I am faced with those temptations, my chances of making mistake is much less. There are different apps around it, different websites which sort of let you do it. One good website is Diet Bet, where you place a bet in the very beginning. You place $25, and then they give you a certain amount of time to lose a certain percentage of your current weight. If you are able to do that, then you get sometimes more money than what you've invested. And if you're unable to do it, then you don't get back anything. So that's one way of sort of tying your hands in the beginning. There's another very good website. It's called Stick. It's stickk.com. I'll share the link below for both of these websites. But in the Stick, you can define the goals you want. Let's say if I want to blog every day, or I want to exercise every day, or whatever. And then you place some amount from the very beginning into that account, and with each iteration of exercise or whatever your goal is, you draw a certain amount of money. And if you are unable to draw all the money you have pulled in for whatever deadline you have, then the rest of the money you can define it can go to a charity you hate, or a friend, or whatever. And even if you are not a very tech savvy person and you don't want to use these websites, or if you are in a country where you don't have access to it, then you can just put some money in, you can give it to some friend or a family and ask them to keep you accountable for your goal. And if you are unable to complete your goal by certain amount, by certain date, then they can just keep that money or give it to some other charity which you hate or whatever. So try to give this Ulysses Contract on one of the goals you have in mind. And please do share the results in the comments below. Thank you.